Justice League versus the Suicide Squad. That'd be an interesting movie. And that is a proposition that James Gunn has responded to. Apparently he's been asked quite a few times about the Justice League versus the Suicide Squad movie. So we're going to get his comments on that. And we have a new Netflix series starring Michael Keaton called Worth. This one is surrounding the 9/11 attacks on the Twin Towers. So definitely one to stick around for that one. That sounds like it's going to be a good series. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Kevin, and we're here to talk about all things movie and TV related, whether it be news, reviews, or anything in between. So do me a favor, if it sounds interesting to you, consider hitting that subscribe button. But let's talk first about the Netflix series called Worth. This one stars Michael Keaton, and I am a huge fan of Michael Keaton. This man, to me, one of the best actors out there. Loved him in Beetlejuice. I love him in Batman. I love him in everything he plays. Jack Frost. You name it, I like it. So call me biased, but let me know if you share my excitement and leave your comment down below on Michael Keaton. Now, that being said, Netflix says that Worth finds Michael Keaton playing Ken Feinberg going above and beyond the law for those affected by the unspeakable attack on the World Trade Center. Following the attack, some number crunchers, analysts, and people in position of power are willing to allow survivors of that day to go overlooked. What the victims needed was someone to listen, to care, and to take those standing in the way of aid and closure to task. Worth aims to tell a powerful story about how Feinberg stepped up to lend the voice to the voiceless. Now, obviously, I think this is going to be a very powerful and emotional series. I think it's going to be absolutely epic. And it's going to affect a lot of people in a lot of different ways. Whether you are a survivor of the attack, if you knew someone who is a survivor, maybe you were someone who was affected by a loss, or maybe you knew someone who was somewhere, there's a connection, I'm sure. Or maybe you were just personally and emotionally affected by the attack and you weren't really at ground zero. Maybe you weren't that involved, but you were involved enough emotionally. I mean, it affected everyone, I think, in a certain way. And having a series that focuses on what they say, the voiceless, and getting the emotion out, the talk about what the victims went through and what they needed to continue their life moving forward, sounds like it's going to be something very powerful. So this is very exciting, and I don't know, it kind of leaves me anxious, to be honest, but in a good way. I mean, it's a part of American history that needs to be continuously told, I think. Now, this is being written by Max Bornstein and directed by Sarah Colangelo. Now, Worth is also scheduled to debut on September 3rd of 2021, so that is coming up pretty quickly. So leave your comments down below what you think of this new series. Now, moving on to the Justice League versus Suicide Squad. This sounds like an interesting movie. I want to know what your thoughts are on this. I watched the Suicide Squad, and I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I want you to let me know down below if you watched it, what you thought. But would you think that the Justice League vs. Suicide Squad would make a good, interesting movie? Apparently, James Gunn was asked this during an interview with CNA by Genevieve Lowe. Now, she happened to mention that there are fans that are directly asking about the two Titan teams colliding and what he thought about making a movie about it. He did respond with, and I quote, "I don't know, I would have to think about it. I haven't put any thought into the Suicide Squad versus Justice League movie, but it's not a bad idea, you know. But I think I've got to figure out who the Justice League is first, because I have no clue. I'm in the middle here of DC. Everybody's always asking me, is Henry Cavill still Superman? I don't know who Superman is. Who knows?" Now, what I think he means by that is there are members of the Justice League who are no longer playing the roles and some that are. We don't know if Henry Cavill is actually going to be returning as Superman, or if his character is just, he's done with, his contract's over. We don't know. Jason Momoa is still Aquaman. We know Gal Gadot is still Wonder Woman. But until we can figure out who's playing Superman, he can't really answer that question. But I do think that he sounds pretty interested in making that movie. I mean, honestly, I think it would be a pretty cool concept. I don't think it's going to be like a massive blockbuster, but I think it could be a pretty interesting movie. But just in my personal opinion, I don't think the Suicide Squad has anybody that's going to be capable of taking down the Justice League. I mean, even by all of them combining their powers, Justice League still has you outgunned. So I don't see any way of you winning this one. But leave your thoughts down below what you think would happen if the Justice League met the Suicide Squad. Who would battle who, and who would win? If you made it this far in the video, I greatly appreciate it. Do me a favor, drop a like on it if you enjoyed the content. If you're into more movie news, content, reviews, everything in between, consider hitting that subscribe button and bell notification so you know when all the new videos drop. I'm Kevin, and I'll catch you at the concession stands.